What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a special Christmas episode of Tone Nerds. Today, we're not just talking to the guitar nerds and the guitar addicts. We're talking to the friends and family. You got a guitar player in your life? We're going to help you buy a gift for them. So let's check it out. All right, so why this video? I know that people in your life sometimes have very specific hobbies, and you know that those hobbies are things that they absolutely love. But with hobbies like guitar, they can be pretty expensive. So it's like, what can I get someone that I love, who I know they have a great hobby, but isn't going to completely break the bank? And so that's what we're here to do with guitar.
All right, well, let's start off first with probably the biggest category of products we're going to talk about today, and that is accessories.
Yep.
And the first accessory we're going to talk about, Ruben, is probably as much a gift for you as it is for the guitar player in your life, and that is a tuner. If any of you guys have had to suffer through listening to someone playing a guitar out of tune for any period of time, it's excruciating.
That's fair. One of my favorites are the clip-on tuners. I think that's the best for students, as even advanced players. It's just one of those handy things to have around the house all the time. And one thing I do want to mention about tuners is that I highly recommend buying them like online, Amazon, things like that, because something as simple as a tuner in like a music store, obviously they mark up those prices. It's going to charge you like $30 for something you can get 15, to $16, $17 online. So you can save a pretty decent amount. And we'll put the links in our description. But please buy online and don't spend $30 on a clip-on tuner.
Yeah, so tuners, great gift idea for guitar players. Second is going to be straps.
Straps. Everybody needs one.
That's right.
Everybody needs one.
Playing, a lot of guys play sitting down. Starting out, I played a lot sitting down, but eventually you're going to get to the point where you want to stand up and play, right? And so
out.
You got to have a strap to do that.
Yeah. And straps are also just a really cool chance for you to share a little bit of your personality, right?
Yeah.
If you can buy a bright pink strap, you can get an American flag, you can get skulls and flames and
bullets.
Right, bullets. So it's just
police line. Yeah,
it's a really cool way for you to show if you know their personality really well, get them something that they could vibe with and add to. So.
Yeah. And you can get nylon straps for pretty cheap. Yeah. The straps can get very expensive as well.
Leather, like real leather straps, custom bedazzled straps with their names on it. I mean, there's companies that do that.
Yeah. Put some rhinestones on there. Yeah. Let's go.
But for the most part, you can find one under $25 if you need to.
That's right.
And I think that kind of leads us into another one, strap locks. Right? So strap locks are so important. I've talked about this, I think, before on the channel. First time I ever did a gig, my guitar fell and just exploded all over the stage.
That's
right?
bad.
Right.
For those of you who don't know, that's a bad thing. When
that is
happens.
a bad thing. And it was right before we played. So they're like introducing... Boom! And then there was wood all over, and then I had to play the whole show with the cables literally falling out of my guitar. And from then on, I realized strap locks are important. So there's all kinds of strap locks you can get. There's the kind that you install on the guitar, which are really sturdy. Those will run you under, $20, maybe $15, $20. But you also have some Fender ones. They're little rubber ones.
Yeah.
And those are like $3.
Those are dirt cheap. Yeah.
Yeah. You can get a 4-pack for $3, and those just slide over your strap.
Yeah.
And they just add an extra layer of safety.
Man, and I see guys at all levels using those.
Yeah. I used to use the install ones. Now I just buy the $3 rubber ones.
Yeah. Definitely a good purchase to ensure that guitar. Let's talk next about cables. So that may sound like a boring gift. But It's not. It's actually a really useful gift. Everybody needs an instrument cable. If you're plugging in any kind of system, electric guitar, if you're playing an acoustic guitar through a PA system, you need an instrument cable. And those usually come, they could come as probably short as 10 feet.
Yeah.
They can get 25, 50 feet. Usually like a 15 to 20 footer is
good, yeah. If you're playing in your room, maybe 10 foot, but I think 15 to 20 is a safe size. Yeah. And those can get, again, and this is kind of the case with most guitar stuff, as cheap or as expensive as you'd like. There's gold-plated instrument cables. So if you wanted to get a really nice gift, get them a really nice cable.
One call out I will make sure you don't buy a speaker cable. Make sure it's an instrument cable. Not the same thing. They look very similar.
They do.
But they're not the same. So instrument cable. Mm-hmm. All right, next thing is a very exciting topic. Pedals. Guitar pedals.
Oh,
yeah, now we're having fun.
Careful.
Yeah. Now this is an area that you can spend a lot of money on. But that's not always the rule. Just because something's more expensive doesn't necessarily mean it's better. Yeah. So we have discovered some really great budget options for pedals. And Ruben, you have a couple of minutes. Tell us about those.
Right now I'm holding the Amazon Basics line. And a lot of people don't know, Amazon does make guitar pedals. And we bought these on Amazon Prime Day. I would assume they probably go on sale Black Friday and things like that.
Yeah.
They're usually like $35 on sale. We bought them for $13 and $15. And you just can't beat that price. I think most people, when they think guitar gear and something as cool as a guitar pedal, don't think affordable 15. Yeah. They think, oh, that's $100. You could buy them a pack of underwear for Christmas or a distortion pedal. I'm going distortion.
Yeah, come to think of it, underwear is probably not a bad gift for a guitar player.
Because we spend all our money on guitar pedals.
If you've noticed the guitar player in your life has been accumulating a lot of new gear recently, then you may want to go with the underwear.
Yeah. Maybe get them the underwear.
Yeah.
But there's tons of lines. Amazon is just one that we've tested out here, and it's actually a really great sound for the price. There's tons of other budget lines that we've kind of tested out, and you can check our other videos.
Yeah, K-Line makes good stuff. Sofadio has a really great distortion pedal.
And we'll add some links.
Yeah, we'll add some links on that, and we'll add some links to the underwear as well. Next thing, tell us about a fret wrap, Ruben.
I would love to. So a fret wrap is one thing I actually recommend to all guitar players. It's one of those just neat accessories that I don't think most people think through. But a fret wrap, I have one here. So a fret wrap is a little wrap that goes on the headstock of the guitar. And this, you can buy them individual or you can buy them in 3 packs. I like to use the Groove Gear one. But they come in all kinds of colors. Number 1, they look cool. It's like a little headband for your guitar. Number 2, what they do, it's for those of you who know what a capo is, it kind of does the opposite. So a capo squeezes all the strings so you hear everything when you strum. A fret wrap, what it's going to do is it's actually going to cover the strings. So for the beginner, let's say you're learning power chords and you don't yet know how to mute the strings you don't want to hear. Then a fret wrap is going to cover the strings
and dampen that sound.
And dampen the sound, which makes it a lot more fun for the beginner guitar player to play power chords instead of playing and getting right and hearing that. Now for the advanced player, fret wraps are great for recording, keeping the sound nice and clean, that you don't get any stray notes in your audio and things like that. So fret wraps, again, are a really great way of expressing yourself. They got red ones, camo ones, white ones that match with the guitar, but also great for beginners and advanced players.
What do those run now, Ruben?
I would say you could probably get maybe a single for maybe around $10. I don't know, maybe a little more, a little less. But you could probably get a 3-pack for under $25. I would say maybe it's $15 to $20 for a 3-pack.
Gotcha. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, next thing I want to talk about is a pick 10.
Bob Ross 10 here.
Yeah. So and here's the thing about a pick 10. You can see what it looks like there. This is my favorite pick 10.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. Bob Ross is the best.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about a pick tin. You buy your favorite guitar player just a can of mints. Get some Altoids.
Yes.
This is the exact same can that they use in Altoids. And these are actually Bob Ross Happy Little Tree Mints. So they're a little more expensive than Altoids. Maybe a little harder to find. But really great. I mean, it's perfect for storing picks. If you've lived with a guitar player for any amount of time, you know, like picks
are everywhere.
Are ubiquitous. Yeah, they're just all over the house. They're in the laundry. They're under the couch. They're in between the couch cushions. They're everywhere. So tin is a great way to keep those picks organized, and so you don't have to continually spend money buying picks.
This is actually a very normal thing for guitar players. Most guitar players who've been doing this a while carry their picks in mint tins, and that's just the norm.
Yeah.
And what you do is you look around for like a cool set of mints, like the Bob Ross. I have one that looks like a Game Boy Advance from the 90s.
Nice.
So places you can find stuff like that, maybe online, but also go to like if you have a local kind of candy store, usually they'll have all kinds of really cool mints, and that makes a great stocking stuffer. Just a can of mints, they eat the mints, clean it out, and now they have a cool collector's tin to keep their picks in.
Perfect. Yeah. And when you put the can of mints in that stocking, right next to it, put a pack of picks.
Yep. Which leads us to our next accessory. Now, picks are they're a little bit more personal for guitar players. Every guitar player likes something different. There's big picks, little picks, thick picks, thin picks. So you might be wondering, what kind do I get for my guitar player? And I think that's something, it's kind of like knowing your wife's favorite flowers.
Right.
You got to know your guitar player's favorite picks.
So do this. Next time you're doing the laundry and clean out the dryer trap and you see those picks in there,
they're probably there. Yeah.
Take a picture of the pick so you know which one it is. Some of the common brands are like Jim Dunlop.
It's great.
I like the Jim Dunlop nylons a lot. But just all nylons aren't the same. There's different gauges, so make sure you know what gauge to get. If you're not sure, you could always get a variety pack. They do have packs that have a few different types of picks, a few different gauges. And for a beginner guitar, that's actually not a bad thing because it does take a long time to figure out
what you like.
What you like because you haven't tried it all. So if you're not sure, get a variety pack.
Most beginners, like I teach a lot of students, they just play with whatever like their first pick was, and they don't even realize that there's all kinds of varieties out there. Your guitarist's favorite pick is great, but also variety packs are awesome because they get to try different sizes, different thicknesses, and those are always fun to have around, and they're super cheap. Super cheap.
Yeah, very cool.
So our next category of Christmas gifts for your guitar player is consumables, right? So there are certain things that we use with the guitar that just wear and constantly need to be replaced, and so that is a great place to start for your guitar player. One of them being strings. Now, strings are so important, and I don't think people realize how often you should be changing your strings. I change my strings every 3 weeks. Now, I play a lot. I teach, I play, it's my job, But if you're kind of the average player or hobbyist, maybe once every 6 months, once every 3 months, depending on how aggressive you play. But playing on a fresh pack of strings is so much better than dull sounding strings, and you'll know it's time to change when you look at the strings and you start seeing dark spots. That's just gunk and finger particles and lotions. Everything that's on your fingers starts to cake up the strings, so they need to be replaced.
Yeah, so and they're all different types of strings,
all kinds.
So if you're looking to buy strings for your guitar player, there's a couple things you need to know. They probably have a preferred brand. Number one, Ernie Ball is a very common brand. So this is an Ernie Ball. This is the Primo Slinky here.
Yep. I use weird ones. This is a pair that I have, but the standard ones, I call them the green apple flavored. So if you get yourself some green apple flavored, right, the green ones, those are going to be your standard. So electric guitars standard come with 10s on them, right? That's the size. You can get thicker ones, 11s, or thinner ones, 9s. But that's the electric guitar. Acoustic guitar standard is 12s, right? So again, you can get thinner and thicker. But know what your guitarist likes. If you have a student guitarist, On the acoustic guitar, I recommend getting lights, right? The 11s, they're easier to squeeze. So if your student has been complaining about how hard the guitar is to push down, get them some lighter strings. It'll help them out. Next on the list is maintenance. Now, a lot of people, again, aren't super familiar, especially if you're just a new guitarist, about the maintenance that goes into a guitar, right? Getting it set up, making sure it's cleaned. Yes, you do need to clean guitars. I've cleaned many a guitar of students who didn't know you're supposed to clean it. And man, the gunk and the funk on that fretboard is wild. It's
horrific to look at.
It's horrific to look at.
But it also affects how the guitar plays as well, you know?
Yeah.
So.
And the feel. It's like I had a student not that long ago who he handed me his guitar to hold, and I'm like, this feels gross. It is sticky. It's not fun to play because your hands are like sticking. So please clean your fretboard. And we've got stuff to talk about that. We have cleaners. There's all kinds of cleaners. There's like the guitar polish that goes on the body of the guitar. There's lemon oil for the fretboard of the guitar. But you want to be careful about that. Lemon oil works for certain types of guitars and certain other ones not so much.
Yeah, I would say for fretboard cleaner, I would stick with something that's actually marketed as a fretboard cleaner.
As a fretboard cleaner.
Yeah. We'll post a link to some of the common ones. Music Nomad is a company that make really good cleaning product. Anything by them is going to be pretty solid.
Yep. And then you can also get kits. One of my favorite things, one of my favorite Christmas gifts that I've received too, I had it for years, is the Ernie Ball cleaning kit. It comes with the polish, the string cleaner, the string conditioner, like a rag. I mean, everything you need to clean every part of your guitar is included in that kit. I don't remember how much those run, but they're not that much.
Yeah,
those make a great gift. Another thing on the maintenance train, string winders. If you've ever changed your strings, you know that it takes a ton of winds when you're starting from scratch, and this just speeds up the process. And I'd be lying if I said it wasn't way more fun.
Yeah, these are probably like $20, and if you're buying for a guitar player, chances are, unless you're also a guitar player, that you have no idea how tedious changing strings can be. And this is a huge time saver.
Yeah.
And it's not a lot of money. All right, well, I hope you guys found this helpful. Hopefully you got some good information to make this Christmas special for that guitar player in your life. If you look in the description of the show, in the show notes, we're going to have links to all these products, so you can click on those and purchase those. And, it would really help us out too. So if you enjoy what you're hearing.
And it saves you time having to search for it. These are things that we've tested. We've picked ones that we know were great.
Yeah, so click the link. Make your holiday shopping easy for that guitar player in your life.
And as always, if you play guitar, like, subscribe to check out more of our videos. And we got more coming at you. And we will see you next time, and have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.